that old Clinton magic doesn't really work, right? I mean, part of the argument around the Clinton presidency or Clinton run is that she can expand the map, that perhaps she could do well with Southern white working class voters. And if you look at the way the Democratic brand did in these states among white voters, I mean, just completely wiped out.
All right, folks, joining us now, Brent Budowski, columnist for TheHill.com. Hello, Brent.
Hey, good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you, too. So, your piece that Clinton's time is now. Now, you know, there are some people who say that Clinton was the big winner in last Tuesday's elections. I find it hard to accept that, being that she campaigned for about 8 or 9 or 10 losers. And I don't know if she picked a winner to campaign with, maybe 1 or 2. And, you know, it wasn't a good night for Democrats overall. So you have some very definitive recommendations for her going forward, though.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it was a good night or a bad night for her. I just think it depends how she campaigns. Well, what I am suggesting that Hillary Clinton do is, among other things, champion full employment. Talk about jobs at fair wages for all Americans. Make the economy the #1 issue. Make a growing economy her hallmark. And to make the idea of both fair wages and jobs for everybody something that's back on the front pages. We used to talk about full employment a lot, and we haven't been talking about that in a long time. So I think for her, that is an issue that mobilizes Democrats, mobilizes liberals, mobilizes women, blacks, and Hispanics. But even more important, it works with white men, and it works in red states as well as blue states.
Well, it works. I mean, if you get past the mantra of full employment, you know, minimum wage, full employment, that's not what that people in this country want. I mean, first of all, full employment coming from a woman who just said, very deliberately and very matter-of-factly and thinking about it carefully, that don't let them tell you corporations and businesses create jobs. I mean, how is she going to run on creating jobs?
No, I would not have recommended she say that. It might be okay to say that corporations are not people and people need jobs. I wouldn't say that, you know, that corporations don't create jobs. But minimum wage won in every referendum, including some conservative states, including even Arkansas and Alaska. So it's an issue, minimum wage, that is supported by about 70% of the people, including a big majority in the red states and the Republican states. I want to go further, though, and I want to talk about full employment. I want to go back to the days when I worked for Lloyd Bentsen, Senator Bentsen, who knew how to create jobs and who believed that's what Democrats ought to stand for. I mean, I'm a Kennedy Democrat. I'm a Benson Democrat. I think that's what Hillary ought to be championing, and I think that will play full employment at fair wages for all workers, for women, for men, for everybody, in a rising tide, as President Kennedy said, that lifts all boats. That's the kind of politics I think Democrats should champion, and that's the way I think Hillary Clinton should run.
Well, you talk about her assembling a panel of Nobel laureates and economists, et cetera, which might have a little gravitas. But, you know, full employment, by full employment, are we talking, you know, 4.5% to 5%, which is considered full employment?
Well, I'm talking more like 3%. And I'm talking about bringing in the best minds in the country. And by the way, while I think it ought to be Joe Stiglitz, the Nobel laureate from Columbia, who's a liberal, I'd like to find some Republican Jack Kemps with ideas. I'd like to hear what they think about this. I hope Hillary Clinton will listen to anybody with any ideas that'll create jobs. I want to bring in the best minds in the country to do the economy work that needs to be done to create jobs for everybody on the #1 issue. And real quick, some in our audience might find this interesting. We could rebuild the infrastructure of America and create millions of jobs, rebuilding our roads and bridges and ports, and we can do it by bringing back some of the $2 trillion of money that multinational companies have abroad. You can repatriate that money here. You can use that money to buy bonds. Those companies can buy bonds that will refinance the infrastructure rebuild. And they'll be able to sell those bonds on the public market and get cash for the companies, but you'll be able to get a massive amount of money that will rebuild at no taxpayer cost roads, bridges, ports, schools all over America with good wage jobs in red states, blue states, purple states, and every other state.
All right. Well, Brent, maybe Hillary should sign you up. I appreciate you coming on, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back with another Malzberg panel. Thank you. Another Malzberg panel after the break. But first, here to tell you about 3 foods that can lower your cholesterol, Dr. Chauncey Crandall.
If you have high cholesterol, you probably think that taking a statin drug is the best way to lower it. After all, why wouldn't you? Statins are among the most prescribed drugs in the world. But although they are great medications to those who truly need them, other people can lower their cholesterol just by adding certain foods to their diet. Here are the 3 cholesterol-lowering foods that you'll find at your supermarket. Number 1 is oatmeal. Oatmeal is a potent cholesterol-lowering food because oats are a soluble fiber. This means that they absorb the excess cholesterol in your digestive system and carry it out of your body. In addition, oatmeal also helps prevent diabetes and cancer as well. In fact, research shows that eating oatmeal on a regular basis can be as effective as taking a statin. Second, choose salmon over beef and you'll be replacing a food packed with cholesterol-raising saturated fat with one rich in monounsaturated fat. This is the type of good fat that makes salmon taste fattening, but it's not. Salmon is also packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which lower triglycerides, another dangerous blood fat. Third, if it's mid-afternoon and you're craving a snack, grab a handful of almonds. Eating almonds every day lowers your bad LDL cholesterol by about 9%. Almonds are also packed with other vitamins as well, but the best thing about almonds is that they don't taste like a health food. Almonds contain no cholesterol and are also packed with healthy monounsaturated oils. Since most of you are already reading my book, The Simple Heart Cure, I want you to go to chapter 11, in which I tell you about foods that can help you lower your cholesterol. I'm Dr. Chauncey Crandall, and thanks for watching this Health Minute. I'll see you next time.
Get your copy of Dr. Crandall's best-selling book, The Simple Heart Cure, for just $4.95 with his special offer. Go to www.simpleheartbook.com to get your copy today. That's simpleheartbook.com.